Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Let's talk about some words that are commonly used in VRChat. I've actually made a part 1 on this, so if you want to watch that video after this one, feel free to check it out. Little disclaimer, these are not gonna be VRChat exclusive slang words, but instead words that are commonly used in VRChat. They don't have to come from VRChat, but they're commonly used in VRChat. And yeah, let's just get right into it. The first word for today is kakioki. Kaki comes from the word kaku and means to write, and oki comes from the word oku and means to put something. So it becomes a noun that means to write something and put it there, or a message. This is not a normal message though. This usually refers to messages that are left to people when they're doing VSui or VRChat. So when you join a Japanese friend's instance and there's a lot of messages saying Ohayo, that means that is kakioki. So messages that friends left them to wake up to. And yeah, this is just a nice and common gesture, especially in the Japanese community. So if you see someone with VSui status, try to hop in the world they're sleeping in and leave a kakioki. I'm sure they'll appreciate the gesture and they came all the way to their instance to, tell them Ohayo. The next word is actually very closely related to VR sleep. The word I'm talking about is soine. Soine. This just means sleeping together. Soi, together, and ne, sleep. So if you want to ask a friend to, sleep together with, and boom, you just got someone to be sui with. So let's hope that your friends return the favor of kakioki to you. Next up on the list are Riaru koraida. Colliders are there that you can just, sit on beds so that you don't clip into them once you go to them, but sit on them instead. And riaru means real. So riaru koraida means a real life collider. So an object in real life that you can collide against. So when you bump into your table, you can say, that was a riaru koraida. If you're struggling to find the Japanese word for invite, you can also just say invaito. Invaito. This is a very common appearance in VRChat where we take words from English to replace the native Japanese words. So some people might say invaito instead of shotai, which is the actual proper Japanese word, because of, personal preference. The same also applies to saying friendo instead of tomodachi, because it refers to your in-game friends that are on your friends list and not real friends. Next up, fureriku. This is an abbreviation of friendo requesto, and it means a friend request. Duh. So if you're a chill and cool person to hang out with, you might hear this word a lot, and they might end up asking you if you're fine with fureriku. Next up, we got nare nare, and I'm pretty sure that you can guess what it means by this gesture. Yes, nare nare means head pat. Naderu means to pat someone's head. Naderareru means to be patted. A very useful set of words. A person that goes a little bit too far though, we call a mehera. Mehera. This is a person that is, a little bit crazy in the head. Like, for example, the character Kurimi-chan comes to mind. This is a girl who spends all her day scrolling Twitter and trying to chase trends. It's like a combination of someone who's just crazy, or kamacho, or someone who wants a lot of attention, and someone who has a lot of anxiety. So overall, a person that is not all there in their head. When someone says shoawata, that usually means that they want you to show their avatar. This is like a short form. Instead of saying, could you please show my avatar, they would just use the English shoawata to communicate to you that you should show their avatar to see how cute they are and how unoptimized their avatar is. Next up, we got this little guy. Now you might say, this is just an English letter, but it actually has a whole different meaning in Japanese. Not just W, this is kusa. If you spend any time online in Japanese circles, then you'll definitely know what this means. This is just a short form of lol. Kusa actually originally just means grass, but since a lot of W's next to each other look like grass, it has gotten that meaning of lol. Kagami kando just means beacon or VR kando, but for mirrors. So this might be a little bit harder to explain, but basically, people in VRChat have a thing called beacon. This means that you kind of feel what you see in VRChat. And Kagami kando is just an extension of that. But you also feel the physical touch of someone, even if you just look in a mirror in VRChat instead of, looking at each other normally. If you want to know more about beacon, you can also watch my first video that I've made on this topic. Kitsudan is a word that you might encounter while you're in Japanese worlds that has a tag system. And it basically means conversation by pen. Because a lot of people in VRChat can't talk or don't want to talk, they might resort to this way of communication. Because also, typing stuff in VR is pretty bothersome, so they just write it out with a pen. You could also argue that kakioki are kind of like hitsudan, because you're writing a message with a pen on the world itself to communicate, just on a smaller scope. But before we continue with the other words, I would just like to quickly say thank you very much for all of the support up until now. I really appreciate every comment, every view, every like, everything, and I appreciate that, there's people out there that enjoy my videos. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you want to, you can now support me on Ko-fi or Ko-fi. You can either donate monthly or just leave a one-time donation. Only donate if you have the money to donate and you really want to donate. My videos will forever be free. On Ko-fi, I'll be answering Q&A questions. I will upload sketches and stuff that doesn't make it to Twitter or YouTube. I'm also planning to upload little Japanese guides on there, like little blog posts. And yeah, you can always access all of my stuff for free whenever and how many times you want. Alright, thank you very much, and back to the video. Let's talk about some technical words in Japanese, starting with Hi menu. Hi menu. This is the radial menu that you open in VRChat to access your avatar's gimmicks, toggles, settings, personal mirrors, etc. So yeah, it's just called pie menu in Japanese because it looks like a pie. Next up is Gizitora. This is actually something that I have, Standable, which is a Gizitora software. Gizi means pseudo or fake, and Tora is a short form of tracking or tracking. So it means like fake pseudo tracking, because I don't use any trackers, but I can still move my legs and my body and lie down as if I actually do have trackers. And lastly, if you go around and greeting a lot of friends, that is called aisatsu mawari. Aisatsu mawari. Aisatsu just means greeting, and mawari means like to go around. So you're going around friends' instances and greeting them. I actually do this a lot as I have a lot of friends from different friend groups. So usually I hang around with one friend for like 30 minutes or an hour, then I greet my next friend. And you do this until everyone has been greeted and you can rest peacefully. Alright, we've made it to the end of the video. I'm actually just looking at my script right now and I still have a lot of words. A lot of really raunchy words about VRChat, but I don't want this video to be too long. So if you want to see a continuation of this series, feel free to leave a like to let me know. Little warning though, some of these words are pretty out there in terms of degeneracy. Anyways, I gotta go doom scroll now, so I'll see you another time. Don't forget to subscribe with the bell icon on, and most importantly, have a great day. Bye bye! Mata ne na!